Now, you've got World Health Organization, a bunch of eugenicists openly calling for world population reduction at the UN, say swine flu could trigger global pandemic. Now they're saying it basically is about to be one. Administration declares flu emergency. The White House has announced it. They've confirmed 20-plus cases in the United States and growing. Now, we're going to Santiago right now. I just want to make it clear first. Somebody is lying because the reports we get from Mexico and what's coming out in local newspapers is that people are vomiting and sick all over Mexico. From southern Mexico right up to northern Mexico, right up to the Texas border. San Antonio's got cases. A town north of San Antonio, about New Braunfels, has got cases. They've confirmed they're shutting down multiple Texas schools. That's going on. But nobody has died, though some people are at hospitals in South Texas, like San Antonio. You can just Google that, San Antonio hospitals. Have patients quarantined. People are quarantined in some of their homes. They've had family members that have gotten it. And it's over 20 cases in California and Texas right now. And now it's in Italy. It's in Spain. It's in Israel. It's in Canada. It's all over the place. The latest news is posted at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And so somebody is lying here. Because either it is just 80 people dead, and that really is terrible for them, but that's not unusual for a big flu outbreak. Just because this is a bird, swine, human flu, and it kills some people, well, if you got tens of thousands that get sick, some are going to die, especially elderly. What's scary is, just like the Spanish flu outbreak in 1918 that killed over 40 million, it's hitting young, healthy people. And that's what the 76 one did, too. And then the government came out with a vaccine that killed a bunch of people. So let's go to Santiago. Santiago from Mexico City says lots of sick people. Santiago, thank you for calling in. Let us know exactly what's happening.
Sí, hola, ¿cómo estás? I am calling right now from Valle de Bravo, which is approximately 100 miles outside the La Federal. I'm very, very fortunate. I speak fluent English. My family evacuated to Valle de Bravo yesterday. The symptoms that we have seen firsthand are basically it comes down to a common flu type in the initial onset, but then the problem occurs where you have blood and a very bad type of mucus. And, I'm presently, I took the antibiotics, and we're very fortunate enough to have, we have the money to take care of ourselves as far as my family goes, and I feel very much obligated to call and let you know and your listeners that this has been going on for 2 weeks approximately, leading up to this last week.
That's right. The Mexican government now says March 18th. They were already aware of it. Go ahead.
Well, I'm an IT professional in the Jefe, and basically it was a common cold initially, and then it escalated day by day. And then some other natural things like colloidal silver and echinacea, all that stuff. But
so you got it. You're saying you got sick.
Oh, yeah, personally. But, I was not to the point where I felt like I had to be, we're very, very protective, my family, and so we went with our personal doctors.
Yeah, well, the really bad flu, as you know, that killed 40-plus million people in 1918, and stay there, Santiago, I want to come right back to you. It was respiratory.
That's what this is. It's all in the lungs, so if I sound congested...
All right, stay there, sir. Can you hold for 3 minutes?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, we'll put you on hold. We'll come right back to Santiago, right outside Mexico City when we get back. And we know they've developed weaponized flus. They've released them in the past. They've tested chemical biologicals on every major population of the planet. And so when something like this happens, we have to look at it very, very closely. But on its face, if they're telling the truth, and it's only 80 deaths in Mexico of thousands and thousands and thousands that have this flu, they're saying it's only a couple thousand people that have it. That's ridiculous. They're saying people are sick all over Mexico and only 80 deaths. Well, then it's bad if you're that 80, those 80 people. But overall, flu always kills people. Then why is the media hyping it? Why all the fear? Why is the White House declaring a health emergency? Why is all this going on? Why am I getting calls from Mexico? There are people vomiting and sick all over. Okay, going back to Santiago, right outside Mexico City, he got it a few weeks ago, but got better. Specifically, Santiago, from what you're seeing around you, is the media covering this up, or is the media telling the truth? What's really going on from your vantage point, sir?
Stoyaki. Absolutely, there's a complete media washout. For example, myself and my family went to Valle de Bravo. We were evacuated yesterday. The IT company that I work for, I cannot mention, but they will not be we will not be at work tomorrow. There's been a mandatory 1 week stay, as far as we're not going to be going to inside our offices. The office was sick approximately 10 days ago. We were given the proper medication, I guess forms of penicillin in the States, amoxicillin. But it's a state of, right now, complete disarray, and there's a very foreboding panic in the streets. That's why we left, my family. Now, Valle de Bravo is about, I'd say 100 miles, about 150 kilometers outside of the Jefe, and it's a state of almost, there's a lot of bodyguards protecting the families that evacuated that are fortunate enough not to be in the city. The city right now is going through chaos because everybody is sick. Now the question is like the degree and severity of the sickness. There's different symptoms, which I was getting at. Like, for example, it is respiratory, and there's blood mixed with very dark forms of mucus, and I'm sorry to be so upfront with your listeners.
No, that's important. But I'm getting calls from Mexico saying that it's just people all over the place vomiting. Are you witnessing any of that?
That was witnessed, unfortunately, by myself. It's going on. It is. Okay,
well, then it seems that the media isn't overplaying this. It is a concern, but at the same time, then if it's so widespread and just a flu that makes people sick, then 80 deaths out of hundreds of thousands that are probably really sick is not that big of a deal, unless they're lying and more people than 80 have died, as some doctors are telling the BBC and others out of Mexico City. Are you hearing from anybody that they're covering up the number of deaths?
That would have to be the case. I mean, based upon what I've heard, right now I am not in the city because the city became something like something that you would see out of a Hollywood movie. So, right now things are as far as, breaking down a culture and a people and whatever you call to be civilized humanity. That's exactly what's happened in that city. And that's why we have evacuated. And
do you think, Santiago, calling from outside Mexico City, do you think this strengthens the government that was on the verge of collapsing, or does this weaken the government?
Well, this absolutely gives them the power to do as they like. As I'm sure you're aware of, the people of Mexico are extremely oppressed, and this is something right now that could escalate further. People are very, very sick right now. I mean, it's not just 3,000, or it's millions.
And they've passed emergency powers to forcibly quarantine, forcibly medicate, and to lock down cities. Incidentally, the new powers were declared as well in the United States this morning, but with little fanfare. But the health emergency clauses and executive orders that have already been signed in decades past have now been implemented and are now in force for martial law. If you read the executive orders, that is basically what this states. Now, will they exercise it? The White House is saying this is just a formality, but it will take several weeks for this flu to run its course, and I guess we're going to find out.
That's what I was calling, mainly because I wanted to let you know, somebody who looks at the calendar every single day. This started about at least 10, 11 days ago, and these symptoms were like a regular flu in the office, and everybody that came down with us, fortunately, was able to get the proper treatment, but then it became a very spooky scenario, and, it's very, very rough right now.
The head of the museum that Obama first visited this week, when he shook hands with the curator, he died of this flu, the AP is reporting. Do you know anybody that's died?
Me personally?
Yes.
I do not know. I cannot.
That is good news. Because I would imagine if you say everybody, or when you say everybody's sick, you're saying 80%, 90%.
Oh no, I'd say probably 7 out of 10 people you speak to have had the regular flu. That's why it's so deceiving. The actual culture. There's so many stratas of culture in Mexico City, and there are many people that do not have access because they don't have the internet to purchase and get access to proper treatment.
No, I got it. Because people are poor, the flu really spreads bad down there.
Very, very true. So, I mean, I personally do not know people because of my fortunate circle of those that I mingle with, and that's why I felt obligated to call you, because there is something very severe happening, and this started about 10, 11 days ago. And so
okay, so in closing, Santiago, and we appreciate your call. We got more calls from Mexico. Specifically, though, what is your overall feeling just a few days into this really becoming a worldwide, #1 story? People panicking all over the world, buying mask up off the shelves, buying Tamiflu off the shelves that Rumsfeld and Bush and Obama own the stock in. That's in the news today. I mean, what's your gut feeling on what's really happening? Is this media hype, or are they actually covering up how severe it is?
Es muy serio. It's very, very serious, because I'm telling you that in the capital, it's complete chaos.